How do I know what I want? This is today's question. Before recording this video, I recorded another video called How Do I Get What I Want? And I thought, there's got to be people out there who don't know how to get what they want and don't know what it is that they want. So I'm creating this video. This is a pick a card reading. We have 3 decks to choose from, all identified by one of my sacred geometry light language necklaces. The first is Puzzle Integrator, the second Puzzle Integrator Alteration, and the third is Water Navigator. So select your deck based on the question, how do I know what I want? And once you have finished watching your reading for this video, please give this video a thumbs up and also jump over to the video called How Do I Get What I Want? Check it out in the tag. And we'll get started with deck number 1, the Puzzle Integrator. Deck number 1 with the Puzzle Integrator. So deck number 1, your inner child is uncertain and also feeling insecure. And this is why they don't know what they want. What it is that they've thought that they've wanted has been based on what other people have expected from them and what they've expected from themselves in the past, but that is changing. To understand what it is that you want, it's important for you to trust in your own opinions about things. It's important for you to explore, get to know yourself, understand what matters to you, and perceive through a lens of discernment. And this is a very important part here because the animal that is with you at this time is the owl. And the owl in this circumstance is representing your ancestors, the presence of your ancestors. They're here to support you, to guide you, to give you assistance when you're feeling uncertain. When you're feeling unsure, you're confused about the direction that you're heading in. And you may not feel like you can truly do what it is that you want. And now this is the key, is that you may have denied yourself what it is that you've wanted. And so you no longer trust yourself to know what you want. There may be so many uncertainties and things that you're not used to in this situation that it's just new and necessary for you to ask for support from your elders. And this is your elders in spirit and also your elders physically in person as well. So if you are feeling like you just don't know, ask for support. But don't take every single thing that another person says as the truth. You need to take what they say and ask yourself, how do I feel about this? How does this apply to me? What is my own individual take on what it is that they're saying? How can I make this wisdom work for me? And that's how the truth that is another person's can be converted into your truth and make sense through your own lens of perception. There can be a tendency for you to just take everything that's said by someone who you perceive to be an authority figure, someone who you perceive to be wise, as the truth. Just because someone else is saying it and you have respect and value for them doesn't necessarily mean that it is the only truth. Ask for advice, but be discerning about what it is that you receive, how you take it on, and how it affects your ability to understand what you want. Just because someone is saying something to you doesn't mean that what they're saying is always going to be 100% true for you. It is their truth, and it is for you to decide how that truth applies to you. And this is this balance between the wisdom of others and the wisdom of the self, because idealistic and insecurity can take things too far in the direction of, I'm just going to do and say what it is that other people think is right for me to do and say, because they're so wise that they must know what is the best thing for me to do. Separate yourself from what it is that other people want and connect yourself back into what it is that you want. And that's how you know what you want. Only through discernment and connection to your sovereignty. Recognizing the parts of you that feel insecure, uncertain, and naive. Seeking assistance for those parts of you without completely giving your power away to other people. And that is how you know what you want. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. This is deck number 2 with the Puzzle Integrator Alteration necklace. How do I know what I want? So for you, deck number 2, we have a little bit going on because your holistic color here, which is essentially your whole balanced self, is sandwiched between both midnight and conservative. Midnight representing the stirring of unresolved material from your subconscious, and conservative symbolizing rigid, long-held beliefs and ideas about things. So really, there's some deep patterning, deep conditioning that is arising for you to understand more about. This can be in relation to family and society, which is interesting, right? Because holistic individuals are all about finding new approaches to things where everything can be working in harmony, all of the pieces working in conjunction with one another. Whereas conservative says, I have a way of doing things, I've always been doing it this way, and this is how it's going to be. So it could be that this is playing out in your life where there are people around you who are quite stuck in their ways, so to speak. And those people are seeing that you're moving towards a more holistic, alternative way of living, and they don't understand. They're saying, why are you doing this, right? It doesn't fit in with what I believe to be true. And this could also be an internal battle, internal struggle within you, with your own inner critic, the part of you who has believed things to be a certain way for so long, and now things are changing. So with midnight here, this is indicating that you're really getting to know these parts of you that might not want to change, might not want to develop, might not want to harmonize with the rest of you. And we've got Kiwi at the top also. And on this Kiwi card, it says, go on a walking meditation. So the question for today is, how do I know what it is that I want? And for you, I think the reason why you might not know what you want is because there are so many conflicting feelings going on for you at the moment, because you just have so much unresolved material that's coming to the surface to be seen, felt, acknowledged, and experienced. And perhaps some external interactions that are going on too that are creating a little bit of resistance for what it is that you actually want. So you might want to move in this new way, but your environment is what's challenging you with that. So you need to get some space, and getting some space can be done by taking a walk by yourself, maybe in nature, connecting with what your life would look like if it felt whole and complete. And by looking at that, you'll see what it is that you want. You'll see all the little parts of your life, all the little pieces, and it'll be easier for you to understand how to approach these energies in your life of the midnight and conservative. So this could be the conservative individuals around you, the conservative parts of you that don't want to change, and the parts of you who have felt deeply, deeply hurt or traumatized. So this is understanding how to navigate what's going on internally and externally so that you can get what it is that you want. Having that clear vision of what you want, and holding true to that vision through any tumultuous feelings that are going on for you at the moment. It's important for you to get some fresh air and relaxation so that you can understand what it is that you want with clarity. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. This is deck number 3 with the Water Navigator necklace. You don't know what it is you want because there are a lot of challenges that you're navigating through. But you have the resources to get where it is that you want to go, to get through these trials. But of course, it's going to take patience, persistence, resilience. And you know what? There may be a few people that you'll have to rebel against, say no to, put your foot down, say, no, I don't like it that way. That's not what's right for me. That's not what's true for me. This is. But if you're not used to saying no, if you're not used to fighting for what is true for you, then it's challenging sometimes to know what is true for you, because you may have forfeited what is true for you before. And so it may be necessary for you to get some distance from certain people, to move yourself away from any chaos, to reorientate where you're going. Because what you've been going through is stressful, anxiety inducing, and it's not what you want. Now, this is not to say that it's not something that will help you to understand what you want. But it's clear that there are things about this situation that aren't ideal to you. But to understand what is ideal for you, some separation needs to happen between you and the situation you're in. So this can be some space from particular individuals in your life, particular environments that you've been in. The key here is in reducing the stress element so that you can think clearer, because when you're in a state of stress, in a state of anxiety, it's really difficult for you to think in the way that you would think if you were calm, right? Because you're constantly then acting out of this survival mode. How do I get through this? How do I get to the next step? And when you're thinking about the next step, you're not really thinking about perhaps like grander or larger dreams for what it is that you want. But what it is that you want might just be at the moment to get to that next step. And then the next one will get clear. The next one will then get clear. But there's just so much going on, so many distractions, that for you to really know what you want, you have to spend a little bit of time alone and recognize the things that are necessary for you to put your foot down and say no to. And each no that you say is a yes to what it is that you want. And that's how it is that you know what you want. If you have enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time.